heavy rainfall throughout the day. This was Diamond Harbour's pathway to the semi-finals in quarter-final number 3, beating the ISL side Jamshedpur FC by 2 goals, and both the goals coming from the centre-back side with Kima. And to talk you through this important fixture coming up, joining us in the comm box is Andy Cooper. Welcome, Andy.
Thank you very much, Oswald. Yeah, it was a brilliant comeback, wasn't it, from this Diamond Harbour FC side? As we said, 2 clubs with completely different histories, but both on a trajectory to try and get to that final. Championship did really well, Diamond Harbour side, to bounce back against that poor defeat from Mohammedan Super Giants, and then they came back. But it was a different story for Imam East Bengal in that brilliant derby game, hotly contested, fiercely contested. But obviously Imam East Bengal able to squeeze through and get themselves into this semi-final.
And the man, all of the East Bengal fraternity were looking forward to this big man firing. This moment was the question being asked ever since he joined the side. It was the big game, the Kolkata derby, and a big quarter-final. Even though Anirudh Thapa pulled one back for Mohammedan Super Giant, but Imam East Bengal, they went through and are here in semi-final number 2 to face Diamond Harbour FC.
Yeah, it's a big occasion for this Diamond Harbour FC side. You can see going through the paces. Probably a lot will rely on that Cortazar, that young left back. Probably lack of experience in Indian football, but he's performed so admirably well. Just that one blip in that Mohammedan Super Giant game. But they'll be looking to come out. They've had obviously a problem in the previous game, just getting over the line with them 2 goals from the fullback, from the centre-back. But they'll be ready. They'll be aggressive, and they're obviously so well coached. Kibu Vikuna doing a great job.
Indeed, Kibu Vikuna has already proven himself in Indian football. He has the experience of coaching in I-League and the ISL as well. Imam East Bengal, they have recruited certain players in certain positions to fill the voids and make sure that this team looks as solid as any team in the past who have won championships. And East Bengal are in desperate need of titles right now.
14 goals so far, only 2 against. That says it all really in terms of the prowess through the tournament. They've absolutely sailed through up until that quarter-final stage. Obviously much stiffer competition, but for them it's rained goals, it's rained attacking opportunities, such an experienced front line, pace and power, precision as well, and obviously a really impressive defensive display with only them 2 goals conceded and 2 clean sheets as well.
Well, the all-famous Salt Lake Tunnel is ready. So are the 2 teams in it. And a former East Bengal star in the making, who was once so much talked about, is leading at Diamond Harbour in this long walk to the centre of the park. And Imam East Bengal, they found a new young hero wearing that captain's armband and number 15 on his shirt, Mahesh Naram Singh. He's been scoring goals, he's been creating, he's been a leader for Imam East Bengal. But all that will matter is what they do on the pitch in the next 90 minutes. Not about the big names and not about the experience as well at times. Of course, it is important, but whoever can keep their composure in big occasions is the one who gets the most out of it.
Leadership's going to be so vital. Really experienced head coach as well, but their work is done. Now it's going to go over to the players. As soon as they step over that white line, it's for them to make the most of the opportunity.
And today's dignitaries in the house, Shri Arup Biswas, Honourable Minister in charge, Department of Power Housing, Youth Services and Sports, Government of West Bengal. Along with him, we have Shri Rajesh Kumar Sinha, IAS, Principal Secretary, Housing and Youth Services and Sports and Disaster Management and Civil Defence Department, Government of West Bengal. And more of the dignitaries as well, having an introduction with the players, Major General Rajesh Arun Moge, VSM, GOC PSA, and Vice Chairman of DCOC, Major General Atul Pannu, MGAOC EC, and Mr. Arunava Devnath, the General Manager of IOCL. A big moment for all these players on the pitch, Andy.
Yeah, this is just the butterflies before the game as they go through some procession in terms of dignitaries, but for them, as soon as the handshakes are finished, it's time to switch on, get your first duel, your first battle, your first touch, your first opportunity, your first feel of the surface. Wonderful environment and stadium for them to be playing in. And two sides, as we're saying, coming in off the back of different challenges in that quarter final, but fully aware of what's at stake. Big opportunity, big final ahead Saturday. And obviously both sides have been doing absolutely everything they can to make sure that they're the ones who are part of it.
The Northeast United have already made their way to the finals. Who will be the second of the finalists? Will it be the debutants who keep a mark in the tournament? Not sure if many teams have managed to do so. Conditions pretty wet underfoot. It's been raining very heavy in the last few days, in phases, of course, even tonight. There was prediction of rainfall. There is a bit of rainfall already. Will, of course, play a part in the game. Today's match officials, match referee, Harish Kundu, with assistant referees Kennedy Sapam, Churchill Rana, and fourth official Aditya Purkaister.
So vital that both teams get off to a really impressive start. We saw what Diamond Harbour FC could do in the last game with their set pieces. 11 of the 27 goals scored by these sides have been through set pieces. Brilliant coaching by both sides. 6 set pieces for a Diamond Harbour side, but the matchup really is going to be in these wide areas. A lot of goals from crosses from this Imami East Bengal side. So the fullbacks, both Robbie and Ajis, are going to have the work cut out against really high, prolific players. Bipin Singh and Edmund on the wings, who will particularly rotate as well.
Well, the two captains, Jobby Justin and Mahesh Naurem, done with the match toss. We have seen a story written in Shillong where a former Shillong player hurt Shillong Lachong. They'll hope there's not the same anymore. But Diamond Harbour, they go with the 4-3-3. Mirshad, who stands on call for them. The back four remains unchanged with Saidat Kima, Mikhail Kortazar, Rabilal Mandi and Ajit Kumar. And Alian Sangha Paul will add on defensive stability for Samuela to create some chances up front. He has been doing so. And the front three with Hurley Charan, Jobby Justin, and the one little, Luca Machen.
Yeah, just had that one blip, didn't he, against Mahan Bagain, super giant. But would consider that 3 of them goals were conceded after they went down to 10 men. They've been impressive in terms of without the ball and well coached and well structured previously. Just that one little moment and lapped.
Well, East Bengal, they go with a 4-5-1. Oscar Brizot has changed the look of this side. Prabhu Kankil brings on some amount of experience now. The time has been in Indian football. Anwar Ali and Kevin Sibi, they look very strong to beat Chungnung and Rakib, the fullbacks. Saul Crespo, Mahesh Naram and Miguel. That midfield very dynamic with Edmund and Pippin on the wings, and they will be looking to supply to this man up front, Tiaman Takos.
Free flowing, free scoring. As we said, set pieces and crosses have been the main way they've broken the deadlock. But interesting, they've only conceded 2 goals, and both of them have been from set plays. 1 corner, 1 wide free kick. Shows how vital it's going to be to get yourself organised. No goals conceded from open play throughout this 134th edition of the Indian Oil Durand Cup.
Well, Diamond Harbour, they have stitched together the dreams of many players who have always been talked about over the years as ones to watch out for, but never really got the elevation to the next level of limelight. And now they have a platform through this team to prove their mettle. East Bengal, they themselves are a dream though. A dream of millions. And it's been 21 years since they last won the prestigious Durand Cup. The newly formed force to reckon in Bengal football against the mighty unproven in Indian football. It is Diamond Harbour against Imami East Bengal. And a chance straight away with the announcement of a new rivalry at the biggest stage.
Oh, we saw it straight away, didn't we? It's going to be frantic opening moments. So the game you're just trying to get your first touch, your first duel, your first battle won. And just a little defensive lap by Imam East Bengal, a little chest pass that just evades the goalkeeper. They're chasing back towards the own goal. Came to nothing, but it just shows no matter how experienced, both sides have experience within their ranks. But there's nerves when you're trying to get through to a final, such a big occasion against this Northeast United side as well, who've been on top form.
It is nerves, isn't it? You can hear the roar every time there is a chance being created or a defensive contribution. East Bengal got a free kick, taking it short, and now Edmund trying to combine with Miguel. Is shifted ball forward towards the Amantakos. Mishad was at the right position.
From a coach's perspective, it's going to be real fascinating where Bipin Singh and Edmund set up, which wings are going to occupy first. That puts a real lot of pressure on the Diamond Harbour fullbacks. It's going to be really interesting how they're going to work. And obviously players like Jobby who come back and support in defence as well, help his team out to double up in them wide areas. Said such a vast amount of goals coming from crosses from this Imam East Bengal side.
Yeah, that was good use of the body from Paul on that occasion. Imam East Bengal, they come up in attack once again. Mishad, so far, just 2 minutes into the game, twice had to come out of his lines.
Yeah, good early confidence boost for Murshad there, just off his line quickly, just defending the space in front. But you can see again, good little combination play just to release down the Imam East Bengal left-hand side, but just slightly overhit the pass. You see the Imam East Bengal side, they just set up to in a more compact shape, a bit more of a block rather than a high-pressing style, just trying to defend between the lines and not let Diamond Harbour FC side just play through them.
Jobby Justin trying to find a way past Chungnunga, who himself has found a new position at that left-back zone. Started his journey as a centre-back.
On the flip side, that's a real big matchup as well, isn't it? Right wing this side for Diamond Harbour, Jobby up against Chungnunga. Both players really, really eager to try and impress. Obviously, Jobby's for more than one reason than just wanting to reach a final. He'll be looking to dominate 1v1, try and get close to that byline and get some deliveries in.
Chungnunga seemed to be in some trouble. Jobby Justin has already got a goal and 3 assists in this edition of the Durand Cup. Lining up for a long throw. Can they trouble Imam East Bengal early on? Jobby Justin. Header from Bipin Singh. And back with Jobby. Kortasar delivers towards the far side. An important touch from Rakib. And now Edmund. His combination with Miguel will be a one to watch out for. And Miguel, here he is on the ball again, finds Edmund up front, a step away from the defender. Time to perfection by Robilal Mandi, that tackle.
You'd have to say it's a really impressive counter-attack from Imam East Bengal so early on in the game. Probably helped by the fact that Kortasar was really caught out of position from that long throw and had to do a lot of running to recover back. They found themselves getting the opening corner of the game, and obviously we've mentioned in the pre-match how important these set pieces are going to be for both sides, both attacking-wise and defensive.
And Miguel with the delivery a bit low. A little flick from Diamantakos. He's asking for a corner.
Yeah, wicked. Absolutely whipped into that near post. Really hard to defend against. Either looking just to flick or guide the ball on into a different area, kind of reroute the ball. They're going to get another opportunity to sling a ball into that box and cause some havoc.
Yeah, pressure being built on Diamond Harbour straight away. And new to this stage of the game. And the semi-finals of the Durand Cup, their first ever appearance. On such a grand occasion. And Miguel to deliver again. There's a height in the box, not cleared well. A decision in favour of Diamond Harbour.
You have to say, Kibu Vicuna has set his team up really well from defensive corners so far, yet to concede against a Imam East Bengal side who have scored 2. Mixture of zonal and man-to-man marking, so they get all the spaces in the width of the post covered, able to try and get that first contact. And if you can't win the first contact, you've got to make sure you affect, block, stop, anything you can to make sure that your direct opponent doesn't get a clean contact on the ball.
Robilal Mandi playing as a left full-back for Diamond Harbour. He's been a part of the Bengal's Santosh Trophy winning team. Here he is on the ball. Halicharan Narsari. So much experience is what Diamond Harbour have pushed into this side. And of course, the man East Bengal fans will look up to. He's back with the team. He's back on the bench. Ahmed Basim Rashid.
both sides absolutely stacked full of experience. Maybe young in terms of an entity and a club this time in Harbour side, but they've packed it full of experience. We've looked at him throughout the tournament so far, Luka Machin. You'll probably see him. He won't always just play on that last line as well. And really interesting tactical battle developing already. Imam East Bengal, if they do drop off and allow Diamond Harbour just to bring the ball out, he'll not wait. He'll look to drop in, try and receive it between the lines, make it really difficult for experienced campaigners such as Anwar Ali to go with him into areas that he doesn't want to go, drift into little pockets of space.
Kevin Sibi finds Edmund on the right. He has Nasai to beat, but he has run out of space, I believe. The last touch was off Edmund. A lot of hope and expectations from Edmund Lalwandeka. 16 goal contributions across all tournaments last season. The previous one, in fact, and 10 goal contributions last season. He's been delivering in back-to-back editions or seasons in Indian football now.
Very much so. You see the game just settling down a little bit frenetic, wasn't it? That open couple of minutes, as we expected. Such high stakes, but you can see now Diamond Harbour probably showing their possession-based game a little bit more now.
And Job Justin as an option for a shot, spilled by the keeper. That could have been a horror error from Prabhsukan Gill. And the strike from Paul, reminders to East Bengal fans, he's got two long ranges in that East Bengal net in past when he was playing for Odisha.
Yeah, he's great from range, lovely technique, calm control. I think the key for me there is doesn't look to overhit it, to blast it, just strikes through the ball. Not able to get it into either of the corners, but it's an early warning sign for Imam East Bengal that you've got to track your runners, especially when that ball's coming down either side of the flank with Hadley or Jobby down their right or left-hand side.
It was a wonderful ball forward. Pipin almost beats Ajit Kumar in pace, but could not control the ball. Mahesh Shangnunga has fancied going in attack a lot of times now. Pipin with a cross in, a risky header, but at the same time, no risk taken by Robilal Mandi. Out for a corner.
Yeah, it's where you want some communication from players around you just to let you know what to do if you've got a play coming off your shoulder. But obviously at this stage of the game, no risk strategy. Just get the ball clear. Make sure you set up. You can see this mixture of zonal and man-to-man marking again employed.
Another one floated in. Anwar Ali just cushions it into the box. Still with East Bengal. Shangnunga has seen a pass out wide. Falls to Mikel. Little away from Saul Crespo. And that is a risky pass from Jobby Justin. Will be a free kick in favour of Diamond Harbour. Their way, Tiaman Takos slid in. He's filled with confidence at the moment.
It's a step up in class for players like Cortazar as well. We're fascinated to see when players come over to India, the impact they have. There's such legendary stories of players that have brilliant impact both on and off the pitch in terms of legacy. Cortazar comes over, very little said and known about him, but has demonstrated so far a real calmness to his play. Previously clean sheet in the last game against Jamshedpur. Obviously they had that wobble against Mohammedan Supergiant, especially conceding them 3 goals when they were down to 10 men after the Naresh Singh red card. But previous to that, I think they defended really admirably and really well.
Yeah, decently, Tiaman Takos. He has to be a bit careful because he's one of those 6 players in the East Bengal side who are on a yellow card, which has been carried forward to the semi-final stage. And if any of them get a yellow here, they'll be missing the finals in case they qualify. Same goes for Diamond Harbour. They as well have 6 players who have picked a yellow in the quarters and before. And one of them, Luka Machin.
That's a real challenge, isn't it? As a coach before the game, players know that they're on a booking and potentially can miss out on an opportunity for the final. But does it change how you play? Does it be in the back of your mind when you go into challenges? Obviously, the one thing that you don't want to get booked for is probably dissent or something needless, but you can't change the manner and the style and how you play. If you be overcautious and careful, too careful, you can end up costing your team an opportunity to get to that final. So you've got to play your own game, but obviously just manage your emotions and make sure there's nothing silly. Incredible to have such 12 players potentially missing out on an opportunity to go for a final, as you say, 6 from either side.
Both teams trying to find that cross-field pass. Both the defenses trying to feed their respective right wingers, not being able to settle down a bit at the moment. Mikel. Nice little pass through. Bipin. 3 willing runners forward. Bipin saying, what can he produce from here? A chance to the left. Not the best of crosses, but he'll have another chance. And back with Bipin. A lot of pace and tricks to burn forward. Bipin has beaten his man. And again, the cross doesn't find anybody in that red and yellow shirt.
Further highlights what we've spoken about in terms of where the threats come from. Bipin sitting down this left-hand side. They've had 5 goals from crosses so far throughout the group stage and obviously the quarter-finals as well. Really tough matchup. Ajith there, the right back for Diamond Harbour. Did the first bit really well, didn't go to ground. But then he gets caught a little bit 1v1 and they're just going to keep feeding this left-hand side to get balls in the box.
And Nunga with the cross-in, meanwhile. A lot of slice on it. It was always going out of play. I need much better from those deliveries. Already 3 or 4 occasions when they're finding spaces on the left-hand side. But the deliveries need to be much better.
A player of Diamantakos's quality and stature and status, he won't be too pleased with that. They've worked so hard to get it into an area. But yeah, full-back, you've got to work on them overlapping runs or underlapping runs, and then that delivery, you might not even get more than 1 touch just to get the ball into an area. On the occasion, it's so poor, the delivery just kills your momentum a little bit when you've done so well.
It seems like Chobi used his elbow a bit, or maybe the hand to climb on Chungnunga. Free kick taken quick again. Body language has been positive from this new look Imam East Bengal side. And just when I say that, Mahesh decides to play it all the way back to Prabhsukhan Gill.
They do have them nice rotations in midfield, Imam East Bengal. You notice Al Crespo will sometimes drift off to what we'd call like a false fullback position just to pick up the ball, and that might be to try and attract players like Joby into the picture so they can play it then into the wide area, 2 against 1 with Chungnunga and Bipin Singh free.
Oh, that was a wonderful pass forward, but now Mahesh Naram has a chance. Diamantakos has missed it, but it was Miguel with the shot coming in. The East Bengal fans cannot believe that it was off target, but it was in fact. Mishad and Diamond Harbour survive.
It was set up by really good centre midfield rotations and good quality play, able to cut this Diamond Harbour side open really easily. Good forward running, as we've said. Just not able to get the ball. I have to say, it's such a big stage and a big opportunity. You have to say he's got to be working the goalkeeper, Murshad there. He's got to be trying to get the ball on target with the good bodies on the line. We know this Diamond Harbour side will put everything to defend their goal. They've protected the goal really well, but it is an early scare and an early opportunity.
Yeah, Mikel Ferreira hasn't yet got his first goal in this East Bengal shirt. He's got a few assists already. Miscommunication between Mahesh and Edmund. That is what pressure can do at times to the best of us. But again, as I was saying, Mikel Ferreira yet to open his account in terms of goals for East Bengal.
Didn't look the most confident, did he, when he struck the ball, but the really positive part was his forward run as an attacking midfielder. He recognised when to go, he got into that space, and obviously they were able to find him. Just kind of skewered that shot wide, but ominous sign in terms of possession and the style of Imam East Bengal in the last few minutes just looked so much more confident.
Indeed. And he's in the midst of all those creations for Imam East Bengal. The build-ups, the passes. It's got assists, as I mentioned. And Chungnunga delays the pass and now under pressure from Joby. And they've given it away quite cheaply. And the favour returned by Diamond Harbour. Keeper Vikona will be looking forward. try and execute his plan to perfection. Even though he has faced East Bengal just very few times. But East Bengal fans will not be happy to hear that equation. Kibu Kira has never lost against Imam East Bengal. And the fans backing the stands, they're still coming in. It is a weekday here in Kolkata.
Yeah, passionate fan base. You can see there's nerves etched on people's faces as they stream into the stadium. Kibu Kira tactically very astute. Sometimes they've got a 4-2-3-1 shape, 4-3-3 when they don't have the ball. Sometimes Ali on the left-hand side doubles up to make two strikers to help Luka Machin out of possession and give them a little bit of an outlet, as you can see when they recover the ball.
Advantage allowed. Alichar Nazari has it. Samuela was brought down in the midfield. Looks to be a bit injured. Will need some treatment, and that is why they pushed it out of play. He's not at all happy with that challenge, Samuela, but has to be careful. You don't want unnecessary cards.
Yeah, just a little bit late and just a little tap on the ankle, wasn't it? Obviously goes to ground. Referee, important how you referee these big occasions, big moments. But so far, so good. Doesn't want to put any pressure on himself by throwing loads of cards out really early in the game and leaving himself no room on margin for error later on. Set your soul down so you can get the game under control, get the tempo of the game right and the level of the game. And obviously when the chance for that first yellow card comes, you know that it's going to be an important one. Sets the tone for the rest of the game.
Rightly mentioned, but fun part, Andy. Both of them, Samuel and Mahesh, have been former Shillong Lechong players. Shillong Lechong were knocked out by a Ratim Talang goal. Northeast United are waiting to find their opponents in the final, and they'll also be having an eye in this fixture. Luka Machin combining with Samuela. You've seen a pass out wide. Robilal Manti, the overlapping run, the pass towards Choppy Justin. The angle is difficult, but it did test Prabhsukhan Gill. And they've earned themselves their first corner of the match.
Tried and tested message for this Kibu Bakuna side. Able to drop deep. We said Luka Machin link up play, get it into a wide area and deliver. The really important bit with the delivery as well. You've got to have your opposite winger trying to join in the attack and get close to the far post as you can. Jobby on this occasion, making sure that he can try and arrive and get on the inside of obviously what will be Chung Nunga for the Imam East Bengal side. Just not able to get that ball squeezed in that near post, but they get their opportunity to work a set piece.
This is the threat. Samuela with a set piece. Not the best of deliveries. He's got a couple of assists from corner kicks this season itself. Now can East Bengal launch a counter? Diamantakos to Mahesh. Back to Diamantakos. Quick exchanges. Edmund to Diamantakos. Great link-up play at the moment. But Sairut Kima has been the star of the show for Diamond Harbour ever since that quarter-final against Jamshedpur.
Free-flowing one-touch football, wasn't it? It was lovely to watch. Just cut through a Diamond Harbour side that were just reversing, backpedaling back to their own goal. They're the moments that when you're on a potential yellow card from a previous game, you can't just take a tactical foul to stop the impetus and stop the counter-attack of the Imam East Bengal side, but really free-flowing football at the moment. The interesting parts of this, when it just settles into a little bit of a lull, Imam East Bengal sit all 11 players behind the ball. Diamond Harbour side just trying to work, play it, punching passes between the lines, but they're really well organised, compact side. Imam East Bengal now giving Napsit no inch for room.
A difficult task for Jobby Justin to control it and keep it in play. Possession back with Imam East Bengal, but time is ticking very quick at the moment here. Salt Lake Stadium is waiting to witness a first in this matchup. Who will it be is the question. Mahesh. Bipin. And Bipin from the left swings it in with his right. Back to Mahesh. Pressure building, you can sense. Mikhail. Seen space for Edmund on the right. Can he produce something special? Edmund, left and then right. Tried to find Mahesh Naram with a clever pass back. Now Anwar Ali, way out to test Mirshad, and it did test the keeper. The special quality of this centre-back to score goal and trouble opponents. Almost at the verge of doing so again. Brings out one of the best saves from Mirshad.
Yeah, it was creeping in the far post, wasn't it? Mirshad just able to redirect the ball away. Obviously another corner incoming, but what a strike. Anwar Ali from distance. Really well hit, struck low into the corner and just tipped around the post.
And Mikel to deliver again, this time high and handsome. That headed out of the danger area. Anwar Ali has already got 2 goals in the Touran Cup. One, of course, with East Bengal. This very campaign against the Indian Air Force. Bipin, here he comes again from the left. Could have troubled Diamond Harbour once more. There was a touch, fingertips from the keeper.
Yeah, again, Diamond Harbour, they're letting far too many crosses come into the box. 1v1 in a wide area. Ajit's got to get a little bit tighter to Bipin. Try and jockey him a little bit more, force him a little bit closer to the line so you can make that ball a little bit predictable, try and cut it out. But obviously crosses are raining in from both sides, and although they're defending their actual box, opponents are defending really well. It's only a matter of time if you keep allowing crosses into your box. More often than not, chances will come.
A different corner taken now. Looks like Joby Justin has been handed over the responsibility to drop down and clear those chances. Mahesh Naram was thinking of a shot. Diamantakos has stayed onside. Heavy touch and a chance for a counter. Diamond Harbour, they do not have numbers forward, but now they're pushing them up. Luka Machen, Joby Justin is free at the far post. It was a risky ask, still with Joby. Chance for Samuela off the crossbar. And East Bengal, lucky escape as they now move on a counter. The flag has gone up. The flag has gone up, and it's all happening here at the Salt Lake. Diamantakos cannot believe it. And again, he has to stay calm because in case East Bengal move to the finals, he wouldn't want to miss the game for a suspension.
Oh my goodness, the game has caught fire in the last few moments, end to end. At one moment you think Joby's just cutting the ball back and it's going to be bound to be open to scoring. And then at the other end you think really good work by Diamantakos, just trying to hold his line. It looks on the angle such a tight decision. As you mentioned, he's got to be careful. Kind of channel that frustration into the next action. You can't carry it over. Get yourself in the referee's notebook. That could be your tournament finish if they progress. But you'd have to say it all opened up. Free-flowing football, end to end. Brilliant passage of play. Luka Machen in that wide area, been able to get the ball whipped behind the back line of Imami East Bengal. It was cut back, and what a brilliant strike, but rattled off the frame of the goal. And within 5 seconds, it's nearly getting broken at the opposite end.
Yellow card for Sarwat Kima. The confirmation. And the previous attack, rightly mentioned, how dangerous was it from Diamond Harbour, the counter. Quick, sharp. It has been called back for a free kick. Is it? Looks like so at the moment. But again, Samuel Lalmfoya hitting the crossbar. A bit of luck there. Sipi, Mikel, Imam East Bengal just trying to slow down things. Rakip on the overlapping run. Well done by Robilal Mandi. At times they look pretty aggressive, but at times they've been sloppy as well. Robilal with the clearance. Luka Machen has got that majestic touch to him, which just allows him to control and shield the ball in front of the back line. Here comes Paul. It is a very even matchup, which many would not have expected, but Diamond Harbour, they built a squad which looks really strong. Halichar Nasari from the left. Samuela waits inside. has a layoff option. What will he think? He looks towards Choppy Justin. A wonderful pass. That should have been at least on target from the experienced Choppy Justin. But what about that for a pass?
Oh, yeah, his face says it all, doesn't it, Jobby? When the ball came to him at the back post, got to be trying to work. Goalkeeper on that occasion, he's really, really well flighted in. But again, it's a good move. They've worked the way up the pitch well. Luka Machin holding it up brilliantly. And that man, you know how much it would be to open the deadlock in this game. Such a big moment. Couple of occasions, the ball's come in from the opposite side. Jobby's just been there, skipper today, being able to get at the back post. But as that bounce comes in, it's always kind of rising up, never really threatening the goal.
Samuel Lalman with that ball in. He's got 3 assists in 159 minutes before this game. 1 goal contribution every 53 minutes. Such a lethal player. And in past, when he was playing for Shillong Lajong, we look at that chance though, where he hit the post a while ago, Samuel. There was the cutback from Choppy. What a dangerous move from Diamond Harbour. Prabhsukhan Gill was beaten with the power. And this man on your screen who just took the shot, he's got 3 goals and 2 assists against East Bengal in past.
Could have had an assist in the goal so far, couldn't he? Samuel, he's opened the game really bright. I think when you play one of them attacking midfielders role and you've got a player like Lian Sanga behind you playing that holding role, it just allows you to get into the box, get into dangerous areas, knowing you've got that insurance behind you. A number of occasions he arrives late into the box and hits it really well. You'd have to say it is a good strike that rattles the crossbar. And the second one with the assist just cuts back and almost floats the ball just to the opposite side to Jobby, who just couldn't quite steer the ball on target. Was he able to take a touch? Difficult to say with a fullback recovering across him. But you'd have to say impressive on the counter-attack again.
There was a free kick given to Diamond Harbour. Meanwhile, Sabir was not happy. It was a high boot, but he got the ball totally. That is why the expression of disagreement. Staying calm at the moment. Imam East Bengal patiently waiting for errors. Another one. Another free kick. Everything revolving around Samuel.
Yeah, a little bit of a tactical shift in the last few moments from Imam East Bengal. As we can see, just the foul, just leading with the arm, just pushing in. I think Samuel, he's taken a few knocks so far. He'll bounce back up again and go again. But Miguel just seems to be sitting on Lian Sanga, the deep midfielder, when they're trying to build a little bit more from the goalkeeper from Mirshad and Cortazar, Ruakima as well. And he just stopping the playmaker in the midfield, almost playing like a 4-2-3-1 in Imam East Bengal when they don't have the ball. You can see Miguel just dropping and making sure that it's really difficult for them to play through the lines.
Centre of attention at the moment, Andy. Once again earns his side a free kick and he'll be the one taking it.
What do they say? It's not how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you get back up again. He just dusts himself down and goes again. But Miguel now needs to be careful. But, you know, in that build-up play, it's really important. You saw they dropped off quite a lot. Imam East Bengal too deep. They've pressed a little bit better in the last few moments, a little bit higher up the pitch, but that tactical shift has been with Miguel just dropping in on Lian Sanga, just stopping him, turning, receiving, dictating play. And obviously that will then probably force Luka Machin to drop a little bit deeper to link up the play again.
Yeah, it is the drinks break in the first half. Pretty humid conditions, as we mentioned. These two teams, highly aggressive, high goal scoring sides. And Diamond Harbour, of course, missing one of their key players, Clayton Silvera. And Imam East Bengal, they have Rashid on bench. A lot of hopes on his shoulders. But they did manage to win the big derby just before coming into this fixture. And we'll have a look at those chances.
Yeah, it's a brilliant cutback, you'd have to say. They do really well. Jobby's done that on a couple of occasions, just being able to get on the outside of Chununga. On this occasion, just rattles the woodwork. And then we see a really incredible attempt from Anwar Ali. So far out, but strikes it well. We've talked about the surface being a little bit slippery with obviously high humidity, had some rainfall earlier as well, just skids off the surface. Murshad really does well. They can often be beaten back into an area of danger, and you don't want to be doing that with Diamantakos bearing down on goal, so it just pushes it wide for the corner.
Samuela has been the man creating everything for Diamond Harbour so far, but we saw that shot from Anwar Ali. And just a reminder as well, it's been a good long while now though. But meanwhile, Mr. Arup Biswas present in the VIP stands, along with all the other dignitaries. But getting back to the discussion, Andy, Anwar Ali, it's been a good long while when he was featuring for the Indian age group side, the under-20s, where India beat Argentina, the under-20s, with a free kick goal from Anwar Ali. A long way out. It was him scoring. On with the game, the header off target from Cortazar. But that is the quality Anwar Ali has got.
Yeah, and when I first arrived in Punjab, I was able to watch him train, watch him play, and observe him and obviously play at a very good level. I know what people were thinking of him as a person, as a player. He's obviously had difficulties and challenges, well backed by people publicly as well, and got himself back on track, but clearly showing authorities. They've conceded only 2 goals so far in this Indian Oil Durand Cup. They've only conceded 2 goals, and then both have been from set pieces. It showed how tight a unit they've got. And obviously for him, getting more minutes under his belt, showing a bit more leadership, stability at the back, can only do his career wonders.
A nicely timed challenge there. A header rather by Ajit Kumar, but Chungnunga just after that, his tackle was not well timed on Chobby Justin, and not just a yellow card, but Chungnunga will be missing the finals if Imam East Bengal manage to win this one.
We talked about it in the opening stages of the game. It's such a difficult thing to do. Is he blocking? You've got to keep your discipline in these types of games, but big moments. But I don't think you can play with that fear of missing the next match. You've just got to go to business. You've got to get your team there first. There's no point being able to miss a match that you don't eventually get to as a team anyway. So you just got to make sure it's not dissent. It's nothing that you can do in terms of speaking to the referee or causing any other problems on the pitch. You just got to go about your business. But disappointing for him is how he's going to react now, knowing, can he get his side there? Can he be the one who gets them over the line, even if personally he's the one who misses out?
Yeah, it's a very interesting point, Andy, which you made. On the pitch, you cannot really think of if you're on a yellow, if you're not. It's a knockout game. It's a big semi-final. You have to give it your all. Try and win the game. Nice passing move from Imam East Bengal. Meanwhile, Diamantakos with the touch towards Miguel, whose touch was a bit heavy. And the free kick has been given in favour of Diamond Harbour.
Another great example of number 9 play, Diamantakos on this occasion, back to goal, backing into centre halves and giving himself a little bit of space just to set the ball as it went through. Again, it looked like it was Miguel who's not shy of having a sight on goal, but maybe just overrun the ball a little bit with the touch. But the brighter side, you can see they just drop a little bit too deep though. You're maybe late to get them a little bit higher. Oscar Brazon Barreras, he's a coach who organises his side well.
And marginally again, this time the opponent, number 9 for Imam East Bengal, Luka Majan, has been flagged offside. That was, of course, another moment which could have troubled them. Just a reminder, we were having a discussion about the yellow cards and suspensions, and not to keep that in mind. Miguel, who put in the challenge a while ago after the miscontrol, he as well is on a yellow. You wouldn't want to miss key players, but then the point you mentioned, Andy, there's no point of thinking about it if you do not qualify.
Yeah, you've just got to get on with it. And I think if you do go a little bit softer or pull out of challenges, you can get even hurt and there's even more problems to cause yourself. You just got to play at your same tempo. You just got to maybe manage your emotions a little bit better.
Samuela running forward as options left and right. Finds Nazari. Back to Samuela. They're combining well. Luka Majan looking for shooting space. Managed a shot, but just off target. They're looking very positive at the moment.
As soon as Imam East Bengal lose the ball, it's that quick transition, that counter-attacking moment. They're able to drop Mami's goal low. They don't really get up to the ball. They're a little bit passive. They're not as aggressive as they have been in previous games and allow that space. One person you don't be allowing space to is Luka Machin on the edge of the box. The ball never really just came down for him. It was kind of hanging in the air, and he just took a bit more of an acrobatic and earlier route to try and spear the ball just over the goalkeeper, but just this occasion drifts wide.
I tell you what, Ravilal Mandi on that left-hand side of the Diamond Harbour defence has been excellent. Intervened most of the passes coming through, and that is why we haven't seen Edmund a lot of times on the ball. Maybe they can think of a switch of flank at times.
Yeah, one interesting factor, I think, if on a counter-attack, you have to say Bipin Singh and Edmund for Imam East Bengal. They're not the quickest at recovering back and helping their fullbacks. Chungnunga obviously already on the yellow. Rakip as well on this right-hand side as the fullback. So they've got to be a little bit careful on the counter-attack because players such as Jobby, Halley on that left-hand side, they will exploit, especially if they're overloaded. So they have got to recover a little bit better, or otherwise you'll be left 1v1.
Again, looking for that defence-splitting pass. It was aimed for Jobby Justin, the former East Bengal man. A couple of formers here, even Mishad on goal for Diamond Harbour. In fact, Mishad has featured in a Durand Cup semi-final for East Bengal, where they were defeated by Gokulam Kerala on penalties. Played all the 120 minutes in that game. Mishad. And here is Edmund. And Mahesh finds Chungnunga on the left, trying to run past Jobby Justin. He's learned that art of defending, hasn't he?
Yeah, what is the opposite of what we just spoke about? The Imam East Bengal wingers don't kind of recover and help back as much, but Diamond Harbour, they are there told to. Jobby, particularly down this right-hand side, is doubling up with Ajith. On the left-hand side, Halley just get back a little bit more and help. Robbie Lal, as we've spoken about, he's been really, really impressive so far. Very calm and clear with what he's trying to do. Always looks to feed his winger as well.
And once again, Ravilal Mandi with the block, and he's moved in an overlapping run. Well-timed challenge, thankfully. Imam East Bengal have found spaces on the right-hand side, especially. Mahesh opts for Bipin on the left. Bipin, Mahesh looking for the exchange. And tell you what, there has been numerous attempts of those beautiful creative passes coming in from Mahesh, Mikhail, but all of them have been blocked, and hence you have not seen one special. And this time the header way off from Diamantakos. They have to give credits to that Diamond Harbour defence so far.
Really like this matchup, Diamantakos against Cortazar. You can see defending 1v1 in the box. Cortazar just adjusting his body shape as this ball comes in, just to make sure that within touch tight, can try and get close to Diamantakos, who's able to try and get a run on him. On this occasion, he doesn't get a really clean header, and Cortazar, although he's been in the air, does enough just to make sure that Diamantakos doesn't have a free opportunity to head it back on goal.
And Raleigh has won back possession for Imam East Bengal. He's looking for the runners. Mikhail stays in control. Mikhail and Lalian Sangha steps in. Almost looks like the Diamond Harbour players are getting their best out here. A lovely turn, and they were all appealing for a free kick which hasn't been given. Pressure building on both the sides. And from the crowd as well, you can sense the heat in the stadium.
Yeah, it's getting tense. You can see this pressure, what pressure does. Pressure is not only made to make diamonds, but it also forces errors and mistakes. It's getting a little bit physical. It's getting a little bit heated. A little bit of needle on the sideline as well. Probably need to see more from Miguel, such a talented player. We've seen some of the work he's done before under the same stewardship as Oscar Brazon Barreras. He's obviously on this occasion, he just got his touch a little bit heavy on occasions. Skewed the shot earlier, a couple of moments where he could have got in and he had a poor touch. Obviously just sauntering around a little bit passive when he's not in possession of the ball. Love to see more from such a creative player.
Yeah, looked like a foul though on that occasion, the way he sweetly turned around with the ball. No contact on the ball. Maybe some other reason playing in the mind. The way he casually slid in. not too much of malice. Anwar likes to play those long passes forward. Here's one of them coming through. Look at the amount of curl to find Bipin on it. Bipin finds Mahesh in turn. Chip forward towards Diamantakos. Almost there, but not yet. Asking for a corner, which hasn't been given again.
Superb play in the wide area again. Imam East Bengal getting it into Bipin Singh rather than taking his full back down the line on this occasion. Just cuts back, and it's a lovely position. You see lots of attacking midfielders. Manchester City really famous for that. Not having crosses of the ball, but cutting it back. Mahesh then able to guide the ball on the left foot. Again, it's that 1v1 duel. Left-sided centre-back Cortazar again up against Diamantakos. He's absolutely insistent that the ball got a touch and was out for a corner. Nothing was given, and obviously chance for Imam East Bengal to recover the ball back and go again.
The combination has been brilliant at times between Mahesh, Miguel Bipin, Sal Crespo. Miguel has it. Mahesh now falls towards Bipin. Appeals went up for a handball. Nothing says the ref. And Sairat came out time and again to the rescue of Diamond Harbour.
Yeah, they're having to defend the box a lot more than they have been.
And now Saul Crespo quickly inside the box. Imam East Bengal. Mahesh with the cross in. Bipin has an opportunity. Missed shot out of his lines. Very, very quick. And amidst the crowd, just collects the ball safely.
Kibu Kuna, he won't be happy about how much his side are having to defend at the moment. Emergency defending in the box. But you have to say credit to them. They're fully committed. The man-to-man, they're organised. They've got bodies in there. But it's a lot more free-flowing and creative from Imam East Bengal at the moment. Able to get the two attacking midfielders, Miguel and Mahesh, really high. Support from Chungnunga on the left-hand side as well on occasions. Sal Crespo even at a deep midfielder to able to get there. Good goalkeeping, Murshid. You've seen him throughout the competition. Smothers the ball, puts his body on the line.
He's got 4 clean sheets in his Durand Cup career. One of them came for his opponents on the pitch right now, Imam East Bengal. It was the same campaign where they reached the semi-finals I mentioned a while ago. And again, Robilal Mandi not allowing anything to Edmund. Luka Machen intervened by City, and that is where I'm talking about the switch of flanks. If Oscar Brizor maybe thinks about it in the next half, it's almost half time.
Yeah, he's done it previously. He's done it really well. He does switch his wingers up. I think maybe he's had success in the last 10 minutes or so, or probably since the water break, and he's probably wanted to try and just see if he can nick a goal, but definitely will be an opportunity. At the moment, Robbie Lowell is having a really, really good game on this left-hand side as fullback for Diamond Harbour. He's defended his wide area. He's also led the line well, put some tackles in, some blocks in, and then when they've recovered the ball, he's looked to play forward.
Foul throw, is it? Or is it a foul on Luka Machen? We'll find out. At the same time, Robilal Mandi, there's not many defenders in the country we have seen in the past couple of years, be it when the ISL clubs faced Edmund Lalrandika or be it the I-League clubs. There's very few defenders who can stop him. And Robilal Mandi is one of those few weapons under the guidance of Sanjay Sen, who have won the Santosh Trophy with the Bengal side at this very state where the Salt Lake Stadium is located. The crowd packed 2 minutes added on.
Been really impressed by the amount of goals that have come from crosses or cutbacks or balls played from a wide area, and it shows there is lots of talent and potential in wide areas. A lot of wingers going 1v1, dribble, drive, and balance. Sometimes in a possession-based style, you get people at the top of the game. Your Pep Guardiolas have such a big influence. You know, world iconic coaches. As it filters down, you get a style of possession without a purpose. But it's great to see dribblers dribbling. Don't stop them dribbling. Don't give them a touch limit in training. Let them get out the fullback to show what they can do.
It wasn't a foul throw. It was just a retake. Another pass through towards Bipin. Ajit Kumar is playing probably his best game in his career so far. He's been terrific in defense to contain Bipin. And there in the crowds, one former East Bengal and India international legend, Bikash Faji, present in the stands to watch this big clash here. Just a few more seconds in first half remaining. Mahesh Naurem, is he thinking of a shot? Yes, he was. Saved by the keeper, and now Miguel off the line. Would you believe it? They still cannot get the elusive first goal. Another chance. Looks for Edmund. The keeper was out. Edmund looked for a pass instead of a shot. It's all happening once again in phases suddenly. The show is being lit up.
They're knocking on the door. It's wave after wave of attack now. You have to say Murshad there puts a brilliant point-blank save off, and then the ball gets helped again back into the 6-yard box. But again, they're getting cut open too easily. The shot comes from distance. It's a brilliant save, tipped onto the post. Gets back up again, able to redirect it. They've got 3 players in and around the line to clear the danger. Mahesh on this occasion, but I have to say the defence for their lives, this Diamond Harbour side, they made a strong stuff. They're fully committed to the cause, but it's one-way traffic. Imam East Bengal finishing their first half on top.
And here's Edmund, Robilal Mandi and Halicharan Nasari doubling him up. Mikel. Edmund, brilliant first touch to set up Rakib. A deflection from Cortazar. Is there time for a corner? It looks like there is. Mirshad bringing out his best game here, and just to remind, he is one of the defending champions. And what I mean by that, he was a part of Northeast United last year when they won the Durand Cup.
Yeah, did really well to double up, didn't he, to stop the cross, but then allow Rakib just to roll inside back onto a weaker foot, left foot on the strike. Cortazar just deflects it behind. We said set pieces of strength.
And Mikel delivers. It was Sibir with the header. It was off target, and that is the last bit of play in first half. Imam East Bengal and Diamond Harbour unable to break the deadlock, but both the sides, they've hit the post once. But the busier of the two keepers has been Mirshad, and he has done wonderful so far, including his defense line support. At halftime, it is Diamond Harbour FC 0, Imami East Bengal 0.
Oh, it's a game that's going to set fire, isn't it, in the second half? Diamond Harbour side look threatening on the counter-attack, particularly when they can drop Imam East Bengal low and get them balls in, delivered into the box. But Imam East Bengal, the finish, they're so much stronger. That last 10 minutes, wave and wave of attack, last-ditch blocks, tackles, bodies on the line. Mersh had a number of key saves as well, really important saves, the last-ditch.
Indeed, more possession for East Bengal, but more shots on target from Diamond Harbour. 3 of the 5. East Bengal need to hit the target more. 4 shots, just 1 on target. We'll have a look at the highlights of the first 45 minutes. Intense at times, slow-paced at times. A mix of pace as well as composure.
Yeah, when both teams have got control possession, it's really, really slow and pedestrian at times. But on transitions, on light bulb moments where teams regain the ball, it seems to string to life, you'd have to say. Whereas Imam East Bengal have been really strong and solid. Diamond Harbour side have actually created some really good chances as well. They just haven't been able to capitalise on them.
It's been a good game so far from both the sides. Evenly matched up. Attempts from left and right. Choppy Justin tested Prabsukan Gill. And then a while later, he also set up a chance for Diamond Harbour. And this shot from Anwar Ali, one of the most dangerous attempts so far in the game.
Yeah, shots from range. We've seen the crossbars being struck on occasions as well. Jubi on this time isn't able to cut the ball back. He's able to cut it into an area, and it's a brilliant attempt from Samuel, who rattles a crossbar. But within moments, the ball was then back up the other end. It was frantic. The game got stretched very much so for both sides. When they do that, both coaches will be disappointed in how open and the amount of opportunities that they're conceding.
And there was the yellow card to Chungnunga, because of which he'll miss the finals in case Imam East Bengal win the game. And Luka Machen had an attempt which went off target, but the ability of Luka to do that in half spaces. There were more chances for Imam East Bengal late in the first half, but all of them stopped by the Diamond Harbour defence and Mirshad in combination.
He's had a brilliant first half, Mashad. He's had point-blank saves, he's had reaction saves, he's had to defend from set pieces as well, but bodies on the line, Diamond Harbour side, fully committed to the task. But now they've just got to be a little bit braver and be better in front of goal.
Indeed, and that was all in the first half. No goal separating the two sides. Deadlock still not broken. All square at the break in semi-final number 2. We'll find out a winner maybe in the second half. At halftime, it's all square.
Motivating Mondays, thrilling Tuesdays, wholesome Wednesdays, energizing Thursdays, action-packed Fridays, spirited Saturdays, heroic Sundays. No 2 days are the same when you join Indian Army. Fearless, selfless, limitless. I'll find you through the dust and the storm. I'll find you through these machines I'll carry. The burden of my brothers and sisters' pain. So I'll find you. You can hide in the distance between shadow and dust. I'll strike you down when you betray your trust. So I'll find you. That's my job. That's my mission. That's my promise. I'll find you. मंडे से कचहरी आना शुरू कर दे।
वही पुरानी कहानी, बाप की हसरतों में बर्बाद बेटे की जवानी।
तो मुझे क्या नहीं बुलाएगा?
वकील साहब।
गांव में हम वकील साहब उसको बोलते हैं जो किसी दूसरे के लिए लड़ता है।
Motivating Mondays, thrilling Tuesdays, wholesome Wednesdays, energizing Thursdays, action-packed Fridays, spirited Saturdays, heroic Sundays. No 2 days are the same when you join Indian Army. Fearless, selfless, limitless. I'll find you through the dust and the storm. I'll find you through these machines I'll carry. The burden of my brothers and sisters' pain. So I'll find you. You can hide in the distance between shadow and dust. I'll strike you down when you betray your trust. So I'll find you. That's my job. That's my mission. That's my promise. I'll find you. I'll find you through the dust and the storm. I'll find you through these machines I'll carry. The burden of my brothers and sisters' pain. So I'll find you. You can hide in the distance between shadow and dust. I'll strike you down when you betray your trust. So I'll find you. That's my job. That's my mission. That's my promise. I'll find you.
मैं तो साला कभी वकील बनना ही नहीं चाहता था।
मंडे से कचहरी आना शुरू कर दे।
वही पुरानी कहानी, बाप की हसरतों में बर्बाद बेटी की जवानी।
तो मुझे क्या नहीं बुलाएगा?
वकील साहब।
गाँव में हम वकील साहब उसको बोलते हैं जो किसी दूसरे के लिए लड़ता है।
Motivating Mondays, thrilling Tuesdays, wholesome Wednesdays, energizing Thursdays, action-packed Fridays, spirited Saturdays, heroic Sundays. No 2 days are the same when you join Indian Army. Fearless, selfless, limitless. I'll find you through the dust and the storm. I'll find you through these machines I'll carry. The burden of my brothers and sisters' pain. So I'll find you. You can hide in the distance between shadow and dust. I'll strike you down when you betray your trust. पर इस सरजनपुर कोर्ट के भगवान के आगे किसकी चली है? मंदिर से किचहरियां आना शुरू कर दे।
वही पुरानी कहानी, बाप की हसरतों में बर्बाद बेटे की जवानी।
एक काला कोट रंग छोड़ता है मेरे भाई। अगर यहाँ से निकला नहीं था तो एक दिन मैं भी रंग जाऊंगा।
आज उनकी रेपुटेशन है और वो ये सब अपने बेटे को देना चाहते हैं, तो उसमें क्या गलत है?
बाप वकील है, जरूरी है बेटा भी वकील बने।
Welcome back to the Vivekananda Yuva Bharati Kriyankan, the Salt Lake Stadium for semi-final number 2. The second half is what we await in front of us. The Imami East Bengal fans have turned in huge numbers to fill up the home stands. And they are still to score the first goal. Diamond Harbour have surprised one and all with a strong performance put up in the first half. But at the moment, it is all square, nothing to separate between the two. The deadlock not broken. Everyone waits to find who takes the first step towards the final just in a couple of days' time. A lot of chances created, none converted. Imam East Bengal are the first one to make their way out of that channel. We are watching the 134th edition of the Indian Oil Tour and Cup powered by SBI and Coal India Limited, jointly organized by the Indian Armed Forces and the government of West Bengal. We'll find out if there are changes being made. And joining us for the second half again is Andy Cooper. Andy, what do you expect? Looks like Oscar Brazor is already making a few changes.
Yeah, fascinating, isn't it, to make half-time changes, especially when you were so dominant in the closing stage of the first half. But for all the opportunities that they've created, they still need to be aware of this Diamond Harbour side when they turn over the ball. Quick counter-attack, good link-up play. Luka Machin, obviously, we know he's a threat. And they do create opportunities. They've had some really clear-cut chances themselves. Imam East Bengal are edging it with possession. Both teams have had them 5 opportunities. There's been some really clear-cut ones. You'd have to say Murshad and the Diamond Harbour goal has been the difference so far. We've seen middle third of the pitch a little bit tentative and tame, but at both boxes it's really opened up.
2 sudden changes from Oscar Brazor to start the second half. And what will surprise many is that Jigson Singh has come in to replace Edmund Lalwandika, and Chungnunga has been taken off. Prabhat Lakra comes in. One makes a bit of sense because Chungnunga was already on a yellow and he did not take any risk bringing on Prabhat Lakra. The amount of attacks that Jobby Justin was creating down that right channel of Diamond Harbour. But Edmund being replaced by Jigson. A bit of a tweak in the formation, or maybe Mahesh Naram will move to the flanks now.
One to watch in terms of formation and shape. Doesn't often change too much, but we'd have to say, you know, it's either injury or form, but the form in terms of Edmund down the right-hand side would really be just based on how well Robbie Lal has defended that wide area. The left back for Diamond Harbour defended so well in the first half. Maybe he's kept Edmund too quiet and forced, obviously, Oscar William Pereira's into a change, making sure that he wants to try and get out this back line of Diamond Harbour.
It might look strange, but will it be effective? Another 45 minutes to decide. Second half underway in semi-final 2. Imam East Bengal from left to right of your screen attacking, and Diamond Harbour from right to left. And rightly mentioned, Robilal Mandi has been excellent on that left-hand side of the defence, wearing the number 16. Confirmation of the changes. Prabhat Lakra has come in place of Chungnunga. That is one of the 2 changes. And it was a double substitution. Edmund Lalwandika has been taken off. Jigson Singh comes in. He'll slot in the midfield. At the moment, as you can see, Mahesh has gone to the left and Dipin has switched wings to the right. It is a switch of wings we were asking for. But it is a switch in personnel as well.
Yeah, no surprise. The surprise is obviously the personnel. Maybe less so with Chungnunga, obviously, on that yellow card and a little bit lacking in discipline. But you'd have to say the switching of wings is really fascinating battle now, because we'll see Dipin Singh probably more likely to roll on the inside and try and link up play, but is he going to get onto that right foot and look to try and deliver balls in the box as well?
And Mikel, a dummy to Alisher Nazari. Jackson, straight away, miscommunication from the man who just came in. Bipin though prefers his left more. Might see him try and cut the other way. Maybe that is why he's got that switch, Oscar Bissau.
Yeah, he's gone like traditional in terms of natural footed on their natural wing, which makes you wonder if they're going to play with a little bit more width and try and get some support from the two attacking midfielders who are going to try and play a little bit closer to Diamantakos in the wide position, in the centre forward position. A little bit more purpose and so far to them in this second half in terms of the passing. It was a little bit pedestrian, a little bit passive in that first half. Seemed to be looking to play a little bit more forward and quickly with a bit more tempo.
Yeah, I've seen one side of the coin, and here's a chance meanwhile for Diamantakos, side with Krima and Cortazar, allowing nothing to him. But in one side of the coin, we have seen how the switch of wings has happened. But at the same time, Jackson coming in, does that play a part in stopping those attacks for Diamond Harbour? Because Mahesh was way aggressive as a midfielder. Jackson comparatively is more defensive in nature.
Fully agree, and we highlighted when they came back out of the tunnel the fact that counter-attacks are a little bit of a problem for Imam East Bengal because you've got such difficult positions to mark, you've got such pace in wide areas with Joby, Halley, and obviously Luka Machin drops in as well, so maybe a little bit more insurance, a little bit more protection for them in the centre of midfield, less free-flowing football in terms of Mahesh playing a little bit wider.
A foul on Luka Machin, Sibiye with the challenge from behind. And you could see at the back, not just Robilal and Ajit, but Sairut Kima. He's been excellent throughout the game. The Imam East Bengal fans, though, will be eagerly waiting to see their side score first. Right now, it is a chance for Diamond Harbour.
Yeah, that's not really a type of challenge that normally goes unpunished. The referee is rightly having words and just making sure all is in order before the restart of the game. But straight through the back, you can obviously often see them resulting in a yellow card.
Ball with a long-range attempt. Chaos in the box. Diamantakos is down to defend. Cortazar is up to attack. Rolls reversed out there. Still with Diamond Harbour. Falls to Paul. Fancies his chance again. A bit overzealous on that occasion.
Yeah, there's encouragement from Kibua Vikuna, but maybe just a little bit disappointed and a little bit rash there. We saw Paul shooting from range, really wasn't on. The ball was never coming back down, but great work from Cortazar originally to try and get the ball back into an area. And as it comes down, you can maybe look to feed your wide player, try and get it look like Joby on that right-hand side, a little space. Just a little bit rash. They do take a lack of care in the final third. They've got to get the ball down and try and play, keep this Imam East Bengal side lower for longer, closer to their own goal. Just lets them off the hook. It's too easy to defend against.
Imam East Bengal in attack. Mahesh combining well on the left. Mahesh now ran dribbling past two. The flag might have stayed down. Diamantakos, wrong side of the net. Half the crowd thought it went in, but it was the wrong side of the net and off target.
I have to say it's impressive tactical switch at half-time. Mahesh has had the instant impact on his left foot. Rather than rotating and dribbling it inside, he can stay on the outside and then just slide that ball in. Diamantakos, the angle is so tight. He has got bodies checking back and trying to occupy space around the penalty spot and a little bit deeper, but most strikers choose to go alone on that occasion. Such a tight angle to beat an in-form Murshad from that distance.
The intent is back. They have sensed that they are the ones who have been at this kind of a level and a stage various times before. And you ask Halicharan Nazari why coaches prefer him. Here is why. Look at the way he tracks back and helps his left full back. He didn't even need to put in a challenge, Robilal. Monday it was Nazari to stop Bipin.
Brilliant teamwork. They've got a real togetherness and spirit. Obviously, teams can have brilliant individuals and go on to win things, but the teams that have a legacy, the teams that really get supporters and fans behind them, are teams that have real togetherness, camaraderie. They go to war together, and you can see this Diamond Harbour side. They've got experience, maybe young in terms of a name, and obviously they're creating such a wave in Indian football at the moment with how they're playing. But they're getting such use out of the togetherness and team spirit, and wingers helping fullbacks can only help that.
I tell you what, that was a fantastic switch to the left. But before Mahesh could do anything, Ajit Kumar stepped in. Who will be the one taking the corner? Looks like Mahesh has decided to eventually try and deliver in the area. Not the best of deliveries at all. Very disappointing from his standards. His own set high standards.
Yeah, yet to concede from a corner this Diamond Harbour side so far in the Indian Oil Durand Cup. East Bengal have been able to score from two, but probably really disappointed with the delivery so far today.
Ball found Chobi Justin. Provat Lakra with the clearance. If you remember at the start of the game, I mentioned how Diamond Harbour, they built a squad of players who were once upon a time called the emerging stars, but they never made it to the next level, did not get the limelight they believed they deserved. But right now, a redemption chance for them. You've seen Lian Sangha. He was very rusty in the first few matches, but today looks strong. Sairat Kima was with Bengaluru FC for a brief while, and now shining again. Samuela, he was almost wiped away once he had a few silent seasons in the Indian Super League. Performed with Aizawl last year, and now here with Diamond Harbour. So they have a squad with quality. It's just about time they move the rust. And now comes Yaman Takos racing in the area. There was a tug of a shirt and a little pull. He's furious that the penalty has not been given.
He's going to have to be careful, isn't he? Already sent a yellow card from a previous game, so can't remonstrate too much, just has to get on with it. But he's really insisting that there was a little shirt pull. He showed a really good turn of pace. That's just a recovering defender. Comes across and just tries and puts everything on the line. It's Cortazar again, playing left centre-back, but covers across on the right-hand side.
And Mikel delivers, floated in. Yaman Takos was free, but he has somehow managed to miss the target. Where is that goal scoring luck gone again for Yaman Takos is what these fans will be thinking at the moment.
The first real delivery, we talked about it only moments ago in terms of the threat from corners and the amount of goals scored. It's not often against this Diamond Harbour side that you're going to get a free header 6 yards out. It's a golden opportunity. A man's inability will be so disappointed. He hasn't been able to get open the scoring on this occasion on the big stage. Just slides the ball agonisingly wide. Such a difficult moment for him. He's got to compose himself and go again because they've had such big opportunities.
If you look at that replay again, Andy, Luka Majan was just in front of the keeper, watching in disbelief. He himself is a number 9 for his team, and he knows that Yaman Takos has the quality to bury that in. He has somehow managed to miss from that range.
He won't need us to tell him that. He knows he should score. He's got high standards, such a good player. Be really disappointed. Diamond Harbour side now, they've got to weather this storm. It's becoming a little bit one-way traffic at the moment. They're going to have to dig in, stay resilient. But again, it's such a free header. Very rare that you get an opportunity from the corner so far. The Livers have been so poor on this occasion, much better.
Once again, the clever chip read by Ajit Kumar. Nazari down to defend and gets the better of Bipin, combining with Robilal. Look at that trio formed. Samuela, Nazari and Robilal. But at the same time, you can see the intensity has increased from Imam East Bengal. A lot of more attacks coming through. Oh, is that the card coming out from the official? Mahesh has gone down. Ajit Kumar. He possibly could also miss the finals if they win, but now a chance for East Bengal. Bipin on the ball, takes it on his right. Mishad once again the saviour.
How many times do we see the ball coming through a melee of bodies today, and it comes to the furthest player away from the ball? On this occasion, Bipin Singh switched wings, and we've noted just not able to get the on target.
And sorry to cut you off there, it is very aggressive right now from Imam East Bengal, desperate to get the lead in the game.
Possession's increasing, but it's not just possession now. They're getting territory as well. They're dominating the camped in this Diamond Harbour half.
One more opportunity. Halicharan Nasari doing the defending and the shot from distance. But there was a decision in favour of Diamond Harbour. Anyway, it was a free kick given.
We've mentioned it. Breaking up a counter-attack. It looked like Diamond Harbour had broken away there from the corner. I'll give it away, but it's incredible. That man, he'll be so frustrated. He's got to gather himself, go again. As the corner comes in, you can see he's brilliantly flicked on. Looks like Anwar Ali at the front post. And you're completely unmarked. 6 yards out, free header. Chance to break the deadlock in such a tight game. You'd put your house in it. He'd be the man that could do it. Agonisingly wide. He'll be frustrated, but much better from this Imam East Bengal side. Dominating the second half so far.
Halicharan has stayed down after that challenge. Looks like he cannot continue. They're asking for a change. Crowd has come alive after those attacks being launched by Imam East Bengal. And not just that, the reason why they were pumped up suddenly is Basim Rashid warming up. Is he ready to make a comeback? Missed just one match, but you can say very well that he's become a fan favourite.
It'll be interesting if they need to make a change, Diamond Harbour, in terms of whether it'll just be like for like from the bench or whether they'll try and change a little bit of tactic, because they are suffering a little bit at the moment. As we can see, Imam East Bengal getting right behind their boys. Every time a substitute's coming out to warm up, they get a big ovation, a big cheer. You'd have to say the tactical changes implemented by Oscar Brazon-Barreras at half-time have made a really big impact. Seasoned campaigner. He's had success in different countries that he's worked around Asia. Obviously can draw on some experience of some players that he's worked with before when he's been in additional countries. But tactically got things spot on for this second half.
Oh, look at that press from Mahesh. Now he's won back possession for his team. That is where Mahesh is dangerous. There is a free kick in favour of Imam East Bengal. Things are happening suddenly in their favour. Momentum with Imam East Bengal. But Diamond Harbour, for the time being, are playing with 10 on the pitch. Halicharan Nasari has been stretchered off.
It comes from the press. We had no pressing in the first half. Both sides just happy to drop off and sit and sit and sit. And now we've got a competition. Now we know what's at stake. We can see tackles flying in. Full-blooded, committed challenge by both sides. But it all was instigated by that high press by Imam East Bengal, going after the ball going all the way back to Murshad, and then obviously having to clear his lines.
A triple substitution ready for Diamond Harbour. One of them was a forced one. Girik Khosla will replace Halicharan Nasari. But two of them rather, very surprising, Andy. Sairath Kima and Samuel Lalmanpuya, who have been the performers of the game for Diamond Harbour, are being replaced by Angusana and Melroy Assesi.
Yeah, very strange just to bring one of your centre-backs off. We know he's on a yellow card. Ruat Kima obviously able to score them 2 goals, which get him into this big semi-final. Whether it's just a like-for-like change, slot back in. The influence that Samuel's had, he's been battered, beaten up and bruised, but he's got back up. But let's see whether there's any tactical change, any way in terms of the shape or their formation, or it's just going to be like for like, but just fresh legs and fresh energy.
The confirmation of the 3 changes, certainly a bit more defensive as you mentioned, because Angusana is a bit more defensive compared to Samuel, who is very aggressive. Ruat Kima taken out for Milroy. Like for like, Ruat Kima was responsible for handling that defense, and straight away his first contribution gives away a free kick in a dangerous area. And a yellow card as well.
Yeah, such a strange game, isn't it? You bring Kima, who's had a brilliant tournament so far, but he's on a yellow card as your right-sided centre-back. You bring him off because you're worried maybe about any challenges and going down to 10 men, and then the man who's replaced him straight away comes on and just gets a yellow card, Melroy, straight away.
And the confirmation of the yellow card, a big chance for Imam East Bengal just around the hour mark. What will be the outcome of this? Diamantakos is there, Miguel is there as well. A 5-man wall in front of Imam East Bengal. Diamantakos has missed a few easier chances. Diamantakos with power. Mirshad makes the save yet again. Is looking unbeatable at the moment.
Yeah, you have to say he's kept him in the game so far. He's good handling, good strong handling. Doesn't want to push the ball away to try for a corner. Doesn't want to push it out in front of him. Excellent handling, making sure. But you'd have to say, look at them Diamond Harbour players following everything up just in case there was a second ball, gathering around it, protecting their goalkeeper. Well worked, Mirshad.
I have to give credits to the way Diamond Harbour are playing. It is their debut season. Mirshad as well to get some credit. The only team who have done, or rather, who have reached the semi-finals in their debut season of the Durand Cup is Imam East Bengal's arch rivals, Monbagan Supergiant in 1925. That was the best record by a debutant team, and they lost to Sherwood Forest in that semi-final. Imam East Bengal right now, they as well have the legacy with them. 16-time champions of the Durand Cup. Little sloppy by Prabhat Lakra. Joby Justin combining with Luca. And the confident Anwar Ali steps in. Still chances on. Went down a bit easy, Luca. He thinks it is a free kick, but nothing given. Melroy to Ajit. Angusana, another of those former East Bengal players, has been with Mohammedan as well. Has won the I-League with Mohammedan Sporting. Angusana has featured in the Indian Super League. And that is a gift. Diamantakos, can they create something? Dixon thinking of a short and long ranger. Saved by Mirshad, and quickly, on the second attempt, grabs hold of it before Bipin Singh can get a touch. Excellent goalkeeping.
They're knocking on the door. Crowd are getting up. It's anticipation, there's expectation now that they should be open the scoring. The longer this game goes on, there'll be some nervous energy, some tension. Again, it's another shot from range. It's well handled, beaten away. They're able just to get on the second ball, make sure there's nothing, sniff of an opportunity on a rebound. You can see Bipin Singh really well anticipates the ball well, but just not able to get anything. Bodies on the line. Mershad's keeping them out single-handedly at the moment. It's raining shots and opportunities for this Imam East Bengal side.
Kiri Khosla is just come in place of Alicharan Nazari. The attack is all right, but can he do the work which Alicharan was doing, dropping down to defend? But I think the substitutions from Diamond Harbour, that has also taken away their attacking venom. Now that they have a set piece, their favourite set piece taker is off the pitch. Rashid still warming up. Paul can as well take set pieces. He's done it for Chan Murray FC in I-League 2 this year. Paul delivers towards Luca. Anwar Ali clears it for the time being. An acrobatic attempt, and would you believe it? Against the run of play, it is Mikhail Cortazar. Diamond Harbour have the lead. And a hat-trick for the moment for Imam East Bengal. It is a centre-back, and I mentioned in the past matches how the Durand Cup 2025 has been a story of the centre-back. The story continues long. Mikhail Cortazar in semi-final 2 with the first goal of the game.
Mikhail Cortazar, take a bow. What an introduction, what a stage, what a finish. Centre-back, left-footed, bicycle, overhead kick, both feet off the ground. Redirects it and somehow smothers a ball into the goal. What a way to open the scoring. Imam East Bengal all were made traffic. But as this ball loops over, he's got his eyes on the prize. He watches it over his shoulder. It's a brilliant skill and it's unbelievable execution. Able to redirect it into the Imam East Bengal goal. They haven't taken the chances. They've been punished. Diamond Harbour, they've had to suffer this second half so far, but they've taken the chance. They've opened the scoring.
Mikel Cortazar, and there is a chance on the other end. Imam East Bengal within a minute while we talk. Back in the game. It seems like it is Anwar Ali with a long range. Is it so? We'll have a look at the replay. He's a hero for this team. He's a savior once again. We have heard about the beauty and the beast. Anwar Ali, he is the beauty here and he is the beast. 1-1 it is within minutes. And it is another centre-back on the score sheet, Andy.
Yeah, you've just got yourself noses in front and you've been so compact and organised, and then within 15 seconds you just drop off, you drop deeper and deeper and deeper, invite the opportunity, and it's a brilliantly struck ball. You'd have to say it's not in the far corner. Mirshad is going to be so frustrated after all the work. Diamantakos follows up, gets the ball, puts it back on the centre spot. 1-1, game on.
Oh wow, what a game in hand. Suddenly momentum changed, tide changed, taken responsibility in his own hands. Big match player. It is a yellow card for Oscar Brisson. It looks like things have heated up. They're not letting it go so easy. Imam East Bengal, 16-time champions at this stage. It's been 21 years of wait, but the job is still not done. It's back to level terms, 1-1.
We said it'd catch fire in the second half. Stig Wizard, this is absolute Indian Oil Duran Cup at his best. What moments. We've seen the ecstasy, the agony for both sides in the last 2 minutes of the game. Incredible finishes from both sides. Such different techniques executed to absolute perfection. We've got an absolute game on our hands now.
Anwar found a pass to Mahesh and he has earned another free kick. They have the backing of the Salt Lake crowd behind them.
Yeah, they're on the ropes on the Diamond Harbour. They've got the noses in front, but just everything that they've stood for in this tournament so far, they went against. They dropped deeper and deeper, invited Anwar Ali on. He did it in the first half. Range finder got it in the bottom corner. It was well saved. On this occasion, on target.
Once again, Anwar Ali rose in the box. It could have been the rose with thorns for Diamond Harbour. And thankfully off target. And the roar you can hear because there is a certain man getting ready to come on. And they want him to come on the pitch very, very soon.
Yeah, they know the football, they know the history, they'll be ready. Get behind the team, get behind the players. It's going to be fascinating how this game plays out. Luke Machi had to say he's had a really quiet period in the second half. Can he conjure up a little bit of magic? Or is it going to be a Diamantakos at the other end, or the real threat in wide air is a Bipin Singh?
Things have taken a turn. His third Duran Cup goal, Anwar Ali towards Bipin. Just a slight touch. And that has gone out for a corner. Now the pressure is creeping in. The heads of Diamond Harbour players. Changes getting ready for Imam East Bengal. More of them to come on. The corner at the moment.
Yeah, he's just had a shaky 2 minutes after possibly being the best player on the pitch. Mirshad, we've seen some brilliant individual saves, some good collections from deliveries into the box, body on the line, smothering the ball from long shots. He's just had a wobble in this moment of what pressure does.
Mikel to deliver towards Diamantakos it was. Another corner. The building of something in the silence. The silence before a storm perhaps maybe. The change is on hold. You do not want to alter things during set plays. Mahesh Nauram to take the corner. Floats it in. Diamantakos got a touch. It is with Mikhail. Bringing on his dancing boots. Mikhail Bipin. Can they produce something again? Was there a contact? Sibi has gone down. Out of nowhere. We'll need another look at it.
Yeah, it's going to have to be cleared up with a replay, isn't it, to see what happened in the box. Such a melee of bodies. From saying it's tight, it's tense. They're putting bodies on the line, trying to get this final berth. The big game that's coming up as he just runs off the back. Looks like it was Milroy again. He's going to have to be careful on the booking.
Nothing given, but what's given for the fans is this man returning. Quickly became a fan favorite since coming. Basim Rashid makes his way on the pitch. A change for Diamond Harbour as well. And again, surprise, Andy. Robel Almandi has been taken off for Naresh.
A real surprise for me. He's been one of the shining lights of this Diamond Harbour side, especially all the defensive work they've had to do at fullback. Be interesting to see the tactical change, because clearly he's not going to go into the left back position.
What can Rashid produce straight away? Trying to pull the strings together. Still Rashid cuts to the right. Rashid takes another touch, lining up a shot. Deflected off towards Bipin. And now Jackson struggling to hold on, but they have held on to possession. Rakip with the ball in. Mikhail's first touch was excellent. Diamantakos waits. It's still Mikhail, and blocked by Ajit Kumar. They might have the attack going on. It's intense here at the moment. Bipin floats it in towards Diamantakos. Falls to the man the fans would want to. Rashid. Not the best of headers from Rakib. Space for Mahesh. Opts for Rashid again. Just taking their time to control it. Slow down a bit. Jackson in possession. The best phase of play so far from Imam East Bengal. Rashid dictating things straight away. Provat Lakra. And Rashid again. Mahesh. Numbers wait in the box. Mahesh now skipping past one. Looks for Miguel. Not the best of headers he's got. It's a long phase of attacking football from Imam East Bengal. Finally given away. A bit of relief, but they need to clear. Oh, well, they have it backhanded. No time almost to talk. Diamantakos trying to get in the Campbell. And it has been cleared.
They're really on the ropes, Diamond Harbour, aren't they? The shape's gone a little bit. Obviously, you can see it looks like Ajit has gone over to left back. And Naresh Singh, who's obviously previously had his misdemeanors in earlier rounds, goes on to play right back, but they've just lost a little bit of organisation. They're giving up ground in wide areas. They're also struggling just to mark on the edge of the box, and they're dropping deeper and deeper. The real positive has been Cortazar for me. When they dropped deeper into the box, invited pressure on, you saw Basim Rashid was about to shoot from range. He went out aggressively, he pressed the ball. He didn't allow them to have any time on pressure on the ball. They've got to get up to the ball and defend a little bit higher. Otherwise, he just invites the quality of Imam East Bengal in the box. Too easy, too often, and obviously that's going to ultimately lead to more chances.
It is the drinks break. The last quarter coming up after this. But the story of the two centre-backs, Mikhail Cortazar and Anwar Ali, still at level terms. Both the sides not separated, 1-1. Final moment of discussion. We'll have a look quickly at the two goals. Mishad looked unbeatable, but this was how the first of the two came. A brilliant strike, acrobatic, and one of the best goals of the tournament here.
Now we talked about how susceptible they are to the set pieces. It was a brilliant finish by Cortazar, but Bali even talking about it, and we couldn't even get a moment to blink, and then straight away Anwar Ali's come up with the goods. He had a sighter in the first half from range, brilliant opportunity, and this one was a little bit more central, but such pace and venom straight past Mershad, who's a little bit out on sighted, a little bit stuck in his goal and just not able to redirect it away. But when you talk about the two strikers of the game, Luka Machin and Diamantakos, you wouldn't expect to have such quality finishes from the two centre-backs and not the two strikers who everyone talks about.
Yeah, they still wait to celebrate, but Anwar Ali, what a story for this man. Scoring for Mohnbagan in the quarterfinals a few years ago against Mumbai City. Scoring for East Bengal now in the semi-finals against Diamond Harbour. Scoring against the Argentina under-20 for the India under-20. Big match player, Anwar Ali.
And he's defended his box really well at the moments he's had to. He's cleared it well from corners and wide free kicks when they've been dug in. He's led his line well. He's got his team up the pitch, but I think he had that early sign, didn't he, in the first half to show what he can do from range, and he didn't need two invitations. It was just so quick after conceding. He just got his team back, gave him a lifeline after a really disappointing miss from 6 yards out from Diamantakos.
On with the game after a little break. Is this heading towards the shootout? Or will we have a team managing a winner in these last 15 minutes of the game? Rakib has found Cheekson. Just slowed down things a bit before that quick launch forward. Mahesh from the left certainly was looking for the exchange. And now Rashid. That touch from Kotasal might be helpful for Miguel. Off the crossbar. Still with East Bengal. Mahesh now from the left. Rashid. Pressure building. He tries himself. Over ambitious. But he has the ability to score from there. But what a strike from Miguel Pereira.
Yeah, we talked about the deep nature of the defender from Diamond Harbour on this occasion, just not able to clear the lines effective enough. You have to say, Miguel on his left foot, he just sweeps the ball and guides it. He gets lovely precision to it, but should absolutely unable to move. Just pings off that crossbar. Not the first time that woodwork's been rattled today.
How many times since arriving in Imami East Bengal colours has Miguel Pereira hit the post now? Ever since he made his debut, he's got assist, yet to get his goal. He has came close. He's hit the post time and again, left, right, centre, everywhere, but just not the back of the net. When will his moment come?
You have to expect there's got to be another twist and tail. We've had an incredible game so far. Is the one last twist in the tail here? As we can see, just old friends just getting reacquainted on the battlefield, ready to go again. We've had a quieter half from Luka Machin. It's been difficult with his team out of possession for such a long period, but you know that one opportunity, you can sniff it out as well, an opportunity to throw it in the box and get a second phase or a first contact.
He's a man frustrated on the other end of the story. Luka Machin hasn't got the supply. They have a free kick. The previous one was converted. Ball towards Milroy. A little spill from Prabsuk Gill. Offside flag has gone up.
Yeah, he does well. To come out, you've got to be brave, take everything with you. You'd have to say the drinks breaking. Both halves has just calmed things down a little bit. It was absolutely relentless. We had barely a moment to even speak or to catch our breath. And then you have your drinks break and there seems to be a little bit of a lull while the players get the tempo up to speed again. But I would fully expect this to be action-packed. Last 10 minutes plus added time. We've seen late goals, late drama throughout the 134th edition of the Indian Oil Durand Cup, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's another little storyline or someone to grab a headline.
Another long ball floated forward. Robilal is not present now. Diamantakos is a little tug of a shirt, but not enough to be deemed as a foul. Rashid, he tries his luck. Not been lucky enough. Most of the players have taken shots from distance, hit the post, and this time straight to the keeper.
Yeah, ominous signs though, isn't it? The loading players on the box, ready to have them shots from distance, shots from range. We've already seen what Anwar Ali can do. Rashid on this occasion just not able to get it in either of the corners. Good handling, Mershad, and obviously end-to-end stuff. It's going to be frenetic. It's going to open up. There's obviously going to be a lot of fatigue out there, mental and physical fatigue, and that's when individual mistakes can happen. But what two amazing goals we've witnessed today so far. Nothing between the sides on the score sheet.
Paul again. Paul goes for a shot. Difficult angle. Still hits it on target. Prabsuk and Gale parries it away. Paul Rampanzova, the man from Aizawl, really troubling East Bengal. He's the one who created the chance in Diamond Harbour's goal.
Lovely little run on the inside shoulder. Just one little glance to try and have a little look at where you are. Get his bearings, bear down on goal. Such a tight angle. You have to say he's beaten away well. See maybe a little change in the routine here. Have they got something prepared?
Paul Rampanzova, he has never lost a game against East Bengal. 5 matches against East Bengal, 4 wins and 2 goals scored. Angusana to take the corner kick towards Luka Machen. Luka has got it back. Luka Machen still. Has it been cleared? No, it hasn't. Bundled in by Joby Justin. He will not celebrate against his former team. But the master of the derby once. Now the executor of a master plan from Keeper Vicuna. Diamond Harbour back on the lead, 2-1.
Yeah, respectful to the end. Absolute class act. Goal poacher, instinctive finish in the box. Very humble in his celebrations, but he just knows he's just in Joby's cause. An absolute shock at the moment. It's 2-1. 83rd minute, we talked about third set piece. They haven't conceded a goal from open plays. Another one to Imam East Bengal for all the opportunities they've had. They find themselves in desperate need of a lift, of a boost as they go into the final 7 minutes plus the referee's added time. Again, it was Luka Machen, all the trouble keeping the ball alive, really tight to the byline, poking the ball into a melee of bodies. And who's that man? Captain, skipper's armband.
How did they not clear it, Andy? They can suffer from this 2-1 down in a semi-final against Diamond Harbour. That is the kind of squad they've built. But how many chances have Imam East Bengal missed up front? No one to claim but themselves. And confirmation of the scorer, Joby Justin. And that little touch from Anwar has helped East Bengal get back on possession. Zibier. Time is running out now. Things have turned around again. Imam East Bengal supporters will feel it's in the wrong way. Diamond Harbour fans will feel that is the way. And Rakib, look at the numbers they're pushed forward. A dummy, is that a foul again? Advantage allowed. Miguel, he has options. Miguel towards Rashid. Missed the target by inches.
Oh, it's a game of inches. It's a game of fine margins. We talked about fatigue. They're really struggling to hold on to a lead. Diamond Harbour, they did it within a minute. Only earlier on in this half, and now again, they've just scored. They're trying to settle the game down, and they're all over the place at 6s and 7s. They're getting cut open left, right, and centre. They've had some unbelievable chances to get themselves back in the game with Imam East Bengal. They've been so wasteful, and it's costing them. Just when we saw Kibu Vikuna, I could see him on the bench with his notepad. I'm thinking, there's 10 minutes to go. Are you starting to look at penalty takers? You're making notes of your assistant, and they come up with a goal to put themselves 2-1 up.
The strange part, Andy, Diamond Harbour have come up with their best football so far in the tournament. And that in turn is bringing out the best from Imam East Bengal. For the first time, they're looking like under a test. Can they stand tall and score again? Right now, they're down by a goal, 2-1. Pippin. Switch of flanks not working. The cross floated over both Rashid and Diamantakos. Oscar Bruzo, what more cards does he have?
Yeah, it's interesting. You often can see if there's no more changes that he can make when he looks towards his bench. Do you have to start throwing players up like centre-backs? Anwar Ali getting him up in the box as well and risking one less player at the back on the counter-attack, someone with that quality to try and get some physical threat in the box. That could be one option. But the opposite for Diamond Harbour. Can you manage a game now? Leggy, you're fatigued, you've had such incredible games, 5 games so far in this tournament. Getting to the latter stages, can you dig in? Can you keep edging, squeezing, adjusting, making sure you man-to-man mark, making sure that you're aggressive in every play? really up against it in these moments with such fatigue.
Few Diamond Harbour supporters in the stands. Imam East Bengal have earned a corner. It was again from what a long ball by Anwar Ali. From the back, Mikel to deliver. Another moment, not punched out well. Should be corner number 2 in a row. From the other end this time, Anwar Ali waits. Diamantakos waits as well. Mahesh floats it in towards Kevin Sabir. What a save! Nishad, the silent warrior under the sticks tonight.
We have to say they're throwing everything at this Imam East Bengal. It's a really good clear header from the centre back, Kevin Sabir. You can see he leaps high above everybody else, gets the run on his man, just not able to get it under the crossbar. Even if he does, that man's there again. 32, Murshad, Diamond Harbour, shot stopper, warrior, goalkeeper. Nothing shall pass, he's hoping for.
Time is running out. 2.5 minutes of regulation time. Murshad getting some treatment and changes, ready for East Bengal. And the 2 switches at half-time did look a bit surprising from Oscar Brizor. And one of that change, Provat Lakra is now being taken off. PV Vishnu is coming in place of him. And along with that, David Lalansanga replaces Bipin. Is it the time for the man who has shined in the Durand Cup in past? Mikel delivers, curling it in. Will he have another opportunity? Mikel dribbling in the area. Mikel, a powerful shot. Once again denied.
Yeah, he started match number 1, Vishnu against South United. You'd have to say the fullback option hasn't really worked. Switching Chungunga on. It's obviously been replaced now as they throw everything forward.
Going everything forward, as you said, but Mikel's cross is way off. But David Lalansanga, the man who has come on, he's got 8 goals and an assist in 9 appearances in the Durand Cup, 6 of which came in one campaign for Mohammedan in 2023. He loves this stage. This is where he attained all that limelight. And now Imam East Bengal need him the most. Can Diamond Harbour hold on to make a famous entry into the final? Can Imam East Bengal pull out something special? Another free kick.
Imam East Bengal have got to throw absolutely everything now they've got. They've got to get deliveries into the box, get bodies around it.
Chances being created, chances after chances. Anwar Ali, a confirmation of the changes. PV Vishnu with the header. The crowd is absolutely unhappy and furious at the moment. 18,960 the attendance. Majority of them for the Red and Gold Brigade. We also saw a few Diamond Harbour fans out there who were celebrating the goal. Mikel has seen the runs on the far side. A header win from Diamantakos. The clock ticking, the hearts beating faster. 8 minutes added on, a lifeline maybe for Imam East Bengal. There is a change getting ready for Diamond Harbour.
Oh, the real challenge for Diamond Harbour side now is how to manage the game when you've got so many players already on a booking, either in the actual game or at risk of getting a suspension for kind of time wasting or any play acting, and they'll risk an opportunity for themselves to represent this club in the final if they can get there, if they can see out these remaining minutes. But for Imam East Bengal, it's not time for poor technical touches or letting the side down. You've got to dig in, you've got to try and win the ball back as quick as you can, get it into a dangerous area. That possession-based style goes a little bit out the window. You've got to try and get the ball forward quickly. Obviously playing with one less defender at the moment, and for me, you've got to risk just throwing a player like Anwar Ali's quality into the box as well to try and create some havoc.
Paul has done his job. It is time for the all-experienced campaigner Bikramjit Singh to shut shop and close down the game for Diamond Harbour. Confirmation of the change, but a habit of Imam East Bengal, which the fans talk a lot about, bottling up the matches after winning the famous Kolkata derby, and that has happened twice in the Durand Cup. 1957, 1988, 1998. They have beaten Mohun Bagan and then they failed to win the immediate next match in the Durand Cup. Will the story of misery continue? Can anyone step up and turn it around? PV Vishnu, advantage allowed. Another one, Choppy Justin. Cleared by Ajit Kumar.
Yeah, it's a really strange one. That's the advantage played by the referee, but for sure, Diamond Harbour, they don't want any advantage. They'd rather have the whistle blown and they can reset and get the players higher up the pitch.
Laid up for Mikel. Rashid combining with him. Mikel running forward. Mahesh lets it run off. Mikel has it. Jackson wants it. Mahesh might have stayed onside, and a touch from Mikel just helps Diamond Harbour. Anwar Ali, is he thinking of the same again? Anwar Ali, this time wayward.
Just relieves all the pressure, doesn't it, that Diamond Harbour have got at the moment, defending deep in their own box for the last 7 or 8 minutes of this added time. Get a wild shot like that just allows you to reset, but they've got to get higher. They're walking, they look absolutely out on the feet, and that can lead to individual errors and opportunities for Imam East Bengal. I think got one last opportunity.
Well, just to remind the fans, the goal scorer who has given Diamond Harbour the lead, Choppy Justin, came into prominence, scoring a goal in East Bengal colours against their arch rivals. And he was the top Indian goal scorer that season. What a story for him. His second goal in Durand 2025.
Yeah, it was a lesson in one team taking the chances. They've had few and far between in the second half, but making the most. And obviously for Imam East Bengal, they've had multiple chances and really good high level, really clear-cut quality chances, but just haven't been able to put them chances away.
One more corner. They've pushed everything up front. A goal can still give them a chance to take it into penalties, into the shootouts. PV Vishnu taking the corner kick with his left foot. Not the best of deliveries there. Angusana tried to run away. It'll be a throw in. 4 more minutes remaining. 4 minutes of suspense and pressure to sustain for Diamond Harbour. 4 minutes of a lifeline for Imam East Bengal. Anwar finds Miguel. Miguel again taking it to the right. Naresh with the challenge. Corners after corners coming in. Luka Machan is slotted down to defend. How long can they hold on? They just need 3.5 more minutes. Miguel, this time to the near post. Back-to-back corners.
Yeah, yet to concede from one in the whole tournament. Diamond Harbour got a really strong structure and setup, but is it time? Big delivery. Obviously 2 goals so far for Imam East Bengal from corners previously.
Mikel Cortazar is doing his job so well. Mikel with the touch and Choppy Justin. Look at his defensive contribution tonight as he launched a counter for Diamond Harbour. Mahesh down to defend. Oh, he's given it away, and that is a gift. Giri Khosla, Luka Machan was free. He's opted for Angusana. Luka Machan! And 3-1, game over. Or is it not? The flag is up. Well. It looks like Angusana was off in that move in the build-up. A wrong decision, and East Bengal continue. They still have their luck going on. Gilrick Khosla with the wrong pass on that occasion. Sabia in the box. Desperate last moment attempts. All happening. Still not sure of who is making their way to the finale. Cross floated in. Disappointing one, demoralizing for the Imami East Bengal fans. But we'll have a look at that chance again. Kirik Khosla, instead of going to the right, went to the left, marginally off for Sangusana.
Yeah, I think Luke Matchin was demonstrating with the referee. Why was he given offside when the pass was back? But you're right, it was earlier on in the move. All they had to do was just play the ball back inside. Luke Matchin would have been fully on goal, bearing down on goal, 18, 20 yards out. But within a minute, they're defending their own goal again. And you'd have to say, Cortazar, what a brilliant header. Ball was whipped in with good quality this time, with venom in the box. But he stood to the challenge, got a little knock for his troubles.
Given back to Luka Machen. Can he find the right pass? Might be offside again. The flag has gone up at the far side. But Luka Machen is waiting for his moment. He's got 9 goals in the Durand Cup. 71 goals for him in Indian football. Luka Machen could have been his 90th goal contribution overall in Indian football. That's how long he's been in the circuit. But time is really running out now for Imami East Bengal. Few more seconds. It's not even in minutes. A touch of Mahesh, a throw in for Diamond Harbour.
All his players on the ground, the players out on the feet. This is high stress, high pressure football now. Luka Matchin using all his experience, going down with cramp, just managing the moments of the game when he doesn't realise his referee will probably add this time on and they'll be deep in their own box defending again. But this is everything on the line. Imami East Bengal, all the weight and the expectation of this stadium, getting behind their boys and their team to try and get them back in the game. But such a poor mistake. We've seen Diamond Harbour, I think they're giving away a foul throw. Such a dangerous area, they're going to be dropped low again.
10 more seconds. Is there a little more time because of those stoppages? Mahesh on the left. It is now or never for East Bengal. Headed out of the area. Rashid has found Mikel. Difficult one to control. A little pull on him. Still Mikel, and Naresh makes the ball block. The referee has a look at his watch. Is there time? Is there time enough for one last attack? Jixon towards Rakib. He needs to float it in the box. And now David Lalan Sanga. Rakib in the area. Rashid with an attempt. Flies wide. And that goes the chance of Imami East Bengal. He's asking for a deflection. He's claiming a corner. And they will take their time. This might be it for Diamond Harbour. What a dream come true it will be for them. Still some seconds left in this. Luka Machen went down a bit due to injuries. Kibu Vikuna on the bench, up complaining. 99, any moment now. It might be over. And there goes the full-time whistle. End of a dream for Imami East Bengal, but what a new dream in the making for Diamond Harbour. The debutants in the Durand Cup have made their way to the final, beating one of the giants of Indian football. Kibu Vikuna remains unbeaten against East Bengal 4 times, and twice he's won it. And both occasions, it is a 2-1 scoreline. So we discussed about his changes and strategies. But when it's your day, it is your day. It doesn't matter how. They have made their way to the final. What a start, an introduction to the big stage. But disappointment for the thousands and millions of Imami East Bengal.
That man was immense, wasn't he, in the picture? Mikel Portazar, I think he's been an absolutely outstanding find. Brilliant bit of recruitment by Diamond Harbour. Get your feet up, get well rested, enjoy tonight. You've got a big day ahead of you on Saturday. Big opportunity. Make some history. Put your name on the Indian football map. What a brilliant, brilliant semi-final performance. They've had to dig deep. They've had to dig a performance out of somewhere. But they've got the job done at 2-1.
2 former East Bengal players. Chobi Justin with the goal and Mirshad with the saves. Disappointment for Imami East Bengal, who are in disbelief at the moment. The squad they built, the form they were in, all wiped away in moments. And Northeast United have found a new opponent in the final of the Indian Oil Tour and Cup. The efforts did not pay off. What paid off is those bunch of stars who were written off by Indian football fans and Indian football clubs as well, stitched together by Diamond Harbour. They have done their job. One more step, they might even have the title.
Yeah, credit to Kiba Bakuna and his staff, his side. They've had a vision, they've had a dream, they've pulled a brilliant side together. You're going to battle against an Imam East Bengal side who are free-flowing, free-scoring, 14 goals obviously so far in the competition up to that point. They've done them with 2 set pieces. The only goals they've conceded are from set plays in the whole tournament. It's been their Achilles heel. They made tactical changes, but to no avail. And it's, as you can see, the Diamond Harbour side that progress.
But the amount of chances, 55% possession, 16 shots, 7 on target. Mishad was a wall at the back. So was the defense of Diamond Harbour and the post, becoming a villain at times. Diamond Harbour, they did their job very well in that 45%. 5 shots on target. And one of them, Cortazar, with such a spectacular strike to initially open scoring.
Yeah, the stats won't matter to the Diamond Harbour side. They won't look at that. They'll just look at strengths and weaknesses and get themselves through Saturday. Get the suits measured and fitted, and they'll arrive in Salby ready for a real positive day.
We'll have a look at the story of the game. A story many would not have expected, especially the ones who filled those stands gradually as the game progressed. But time and again, all those attacks were stopped by the Diamond Harbour defense. Some missed, some to the post, some to the defense, and the rest at Mishad, who made these wonderful saves.
Yeah, it's a game for Imam East Bengal and missed chances, isn't it? Really clear-cut, obvious chances that they had throughout the game. Diamond Harbour had the moments as well. They created some good chances. They had to dig in later on, particularly in the second half. First half, they looked bright in stages, but it was a game that ebbed and flowed. A couple of drinks breaks just potentially harmed the little flow of the game in midfield, but as the game wore on, you always thought Imam East Bengal would be the side that were going to open up the scoring.
And Luka Majan had a few attempts in the first half, but again,